Hello, this is Sandat here. Welcome back to Star Trek Week, Day 3. Today we're going to look at the evolution of the hand phaser. Now, several phaser toys have been released over the years, as several phasers have been revealed and done over the years. Today we're going to be looking at three major ones, I'd say. We've got the original series phaser made by Diamond Select Toys. We have the Type 2 hand phaser from the Next Generation, released by Playmates Toys, and we have the 2009 movie hand phaser released by Playmates Toys. So let's take a look at the phaser. Now, this is going to be less about the features. I'm going to still show the features. Less about the features, more so how it looked over the years. So we're going to start with the original series hand phaser. So we're going to start with the original series phaser. Now, this was actually a two-part phaser throughout the show. Now, initially, this was all you used, which was a simple hand device. Okay amount of power. It did the job, and it was easy to hold. Now, this one in particular has different light effects. But basically, you know, it had different settings. You could power it differently. It was really neat, and it would be very easy to hold. But there was one problem with it. The prop on the show was not as heavy, and the way it was held, you actually pull it off the belt, and then they'd suddenly have a phaser on the ground. So, to remedy this, they designed the handle. So the handle allows the phaser to still be there, and they still use this phaser after they introduced the handle. But now, it's in a gun form. You can shoot things. You can't drop it as easily. It feels nice. This is a 1-to-1 scale prop replica, and it fired well. It was easy to use and became very iconic, especially the way it looked. It looks really nice, and I like it. Now, Diamond Select Toys has re-released this phaser many times. It's not hard to find at all, but it is really cool. And everything that the original phaser did still works. So yeah. Really, overall, I think pretty neat. The original series phaser is definitely one of those iconic pieces of sci-fi history, and it's a good phaser. It works well. I like it. Moving on to our next phaser. In the Next Generation, they use typically the Type 2 hand phaser. I say typically. I haven't seen as much of Star Trek Next Generation as I really should have by now. I'm still working on the original series. But this is the one that they've included with all the action figures. Any action figure came with the phaser, it was this one. Now this phaser is a nice. It's a nice mixture of the gun style phaser and the hand style phaser of the original series. This one in particular was made by Playmates Toys back in 1992. Therefore, it has a belt clip. It's the most awkward belt clip, but doesn't really impinge on your use of the phaser. Now, while it's a red covering, it's a white light. But as you can see, the phaser has this blasting mode, and it has the beam mode. So basically, you have your kill mode, which speaking of killing my light, you got the kill mode, and you got the stun mode. Really nice bright light, I must say. But overall, I think that it's a nice evolution of the hand phaser, and definitely is easy to use. It's not hard at all. The buttons are right there. You got power levels. I haven't seen this one as action as much, but it works. I do think that this was the nice evolution. That's why they used it all the way through Voyager. It really works. It just works, and that's the fact there. So overall, the Next Generation hand phaser is really neat. Better than the original series one? Possibly. It's used a lot longer, too. It's a lot more iconic. And it's not hard to find. They're pretty reasonable prices on the internet. Our last phaser we'll take a look at is the Star Trek 2009 J.J. Abrams reboot movie phaser. Now, this one was really chromed out. See how the handles are chromed out? The top of that was chromed out at one time. Dust has eroded the chrome. But this phaser is meant to be a new version of the original series phaser, as it is the whole movie is the whole point. Now, I really like this one. Probably my favorite part of the Abrams movie was this phaser. Turning it on, you notice that you have two modes. You have the stun mode, which is blue with a blue light, and then you press this button here, and now you got the kill mode. So you have two modes, and you have a nice little action gimmick in the middle, which I thought was really neat. You also have this little power-up, which does nothing to the sounds, it's all the same. But it's really nice. It feels like the perfect evolution of the original hand phaser. The original hand phaser still has that little button thing. This, you just grip, and it fires. And it gives you distinct, so you know what setting your phaser's in. It's really nice. I do like this quite a bit. In fact, I say that this is probably, I like this more than the Next Generation one, but it cannot compare to the iconicness of the original hand phaser, even if it is a bit more comfortable. That chrome is like gone. But as you can see, the two phasers work nice. This one definitely can display better if you get it balanced right, which I can't. But overall, in the debate between original series and 2009 Trek movie, I'm gonna go with original series. It looks just right. But yeah, there you go. It kind of shows you how 1969 or 1966, 2009, kind of how things happened. But yeah, that is the phasers. So, what do I think overall of the hand phaser? Well, it's definitely one of the most iconic pieces of Star Trek history. It's something recognizable. It's a defense weapon, mostly, and it's used in a lot of media. And I'm definitely impressed with how it's managed to change and stay current over the years. The Next Generation upgrade allowed it to be smaller and more compact, so it could be carried easier. The 2009 movie is a nice upgrade to the original series. And overall, I like all three of these phasers, and would definitely recommend them. So, overall, the phaser has stayed true to Star Trek throughout the time that Star Trek has existed. And I must say that I'm impressed at how it's managed to stay current in everything that it does. So, overall, I'm impressed with the phaser's durability to stay current throughout the years. But overall, that is the phasers. Stay tuned for tomorrow as we'll be doing more Star Trek goodness. And until saying goodbye.